Hello and welcome back to Upside Down. We continue our Hellblade series. This is part 3. First I want to talk about the trees. You can see that there is quite a lot of wind, so there is some animation to the tree itself and also to the leaves. So the way that you can do something like that, I think that probably they did those trees in speed 3, at least it looks like it. And there you have already a wind that you can apply to your trees. But the ones that is for the leaves, it's actually a material, and I will show you how to do such material and add a little bit of wind to your leaves using Unreal 4. Let's move to Unreal. I already imported a texture for my grass, and I just added a simple plane from inside Unreal. Let's make a new material. I'll call it material grass. Okay, I will drag our texture inside. We'll go into our base color, and then I'll right click here and write simple grass wind. Okay, what we need to do is I will put this node here, and we will put the result into world position, and you can see that we are getting an error, and this is in here we can see what exactly the error is. So we need to put some nodes into wind intensity and to wind weight so that we remove this error. What do we need to put is we just need to hold S, click one time, and I'll wind intensity, and I'll hold one more time S and put wind weight, and put those two into the correct places. Okay. One more thing that I need to do is to turn on the alpha, so I will just put here masked, and now I can drag my alpha channel to my opacity mask. We can already see I will make this to be a cylinder. Okay, we can already see our grass, but still nothing is moving. What we need to do is to play a little bit with those parameters. So I will go with some small value like 0.5, and wind weight, let's put something like 1, and we can see that already we have a result. What we need to do is apply, save, and our material is ready to be used for the grass. Welcome back. Let's continue with our review of Hellblade's environment. Oh, here we found a little bit of a flying tree. It's again the same issue, it just doesn't have the bottom part, and it's floating. Maybe they I think that what happened is they made some changes on the terrain, and this tree was placed there before that, and after that they just didn't move it anywhere. Usually such issues happen because of that. You can see that this asset is made from just one type of spikes. You can see the same element repeating over and over again, and I actually think that it's the same spikes that they used here, so they just arranged it in a different way. And this one is the asset itself, you can see, I think it's 5, yeah, those 5, and then they just tiled it a couple of times. It's interesting way of showing where you need to go. Uncharted are using same technique, like you just put and Tomb Raider, like just put white paint somewhere, and you can guide the player that, oh yeah, okay, this is usable. Creating visual guidance in games is a big deal. It's actually most of the thought process of the art team. It's a quite huge preparation because it needs to fit specific visual language, and it needs to be understandable and consistent, and you want when you teach the player that something is usable, that you're consistent in this, and that next time that he sees an object with the same markings or the same sign or whatever visual language you're using, that he expects that there will be the same behavior. So it's very important that all these decisions and visual guides, you are making them for the players in order for them to feel better and feel that they are learning new things and understanding the game. Otherwise they will feel lost and they are gonna lose interest. Let me stop here for a second and say, wow, look at this scene. It's looks very nice. It's quite a big scene. Atmosphere, mood, everything works out very, very well. And in terms of assets, you can still see that they are reusing like the same walls. We have the same ground textures. We have some rock scattering. Then we have this huge trees that are coming to the middle, and they are not using that many more assets. I like that they introduce like few new assets in each zone and just add up to the extra layer. And the zone feels from the same world. It feels like that you are in the same place, but it feels different. It feels that there is like some progress in the whole game. This one, I think that they are using the same technique that I showed you with the leaves. It's it's an easy and cheap way of making wind simulation for all these things. As well, for the bandages on the side, I think they are also just plain set with the same type of material. Here we can see another good example for visual guidance and visual language. You can see how the top of the tree is scratched and has different material than the rest. And for example, on this side we don't have such thing. So this is one other way to guide the player that, oh, okay, this is a way that you can actually go. So not only that we have this platform here, but after that you can see that the tree has a different material. So it's a good way to guide players. I actually just noticed that this object is interactable, and you have the same white paint, the same as when we jumped from this ledge, and also on other places where there is some gameplay. To achieve such effect for the tree, you can go back to part 2 and the way that I showed you to create a material and blend them. You can do it this way, or you can have a special object which is baked like that. So there is many different ways to do similar effect. I think in their case they created object which is with the texture like this. It's not a vertex color. One more time. Her eyes look very good. It's one of the biggest challenges for characters, I would say. Again, they play with the light. You can see that we don't know where we are, and everything is dark around us to add up to the story and to the fantasy.
drowning mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging me down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But then, in the darkness, she remembered what he told her.
Hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus. Focus.
I see. You let me too wild. You trapped me there.
keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
Thank you for joining me in part 3. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.